Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea. And our single best idea is it's the 1-year anniversary when we began this experiment. And we are absolutely humbled by the results. Of course, good morning to 92.9 FM in Boston. It's just been a huge success opening up here just in the first number of months that we've been up in Boston with a much bigger signal. Good morning, I kid, from Mount Katahdin to Block Island. It's not quite that large a signal, but we'll go with it. And we say good morning on all the radio that we have across the nation. But YouTube has been this experiment. They came to me and they said, we got to go digital. Can you lead the way on this? And I said, yeah, okay. But, YouTube, what is it? And I've been completely turned around on the reach, the scope, the scale of YouTube. Please subscribe to Bloomberg Podcasts. It builds each and every day. Single best idea is about two just snippets of conversation. Today was very difficult. Torsten Slok is with Apollo Global Management, linking in the American economy to 2025.
For the U.S., it is the case that at the moment there are actually some very unique tailwinds. First of all, U.S. consumers are not very sensitive to interest rate hikes. We just found out over the last 2 years that even though the Fed raised rates, because 95% of mortgages are 30-year fixed rate, it really ended up being that the transmission mechanism of monetary policy in the U.S. was quite muted, simply because consumers were locked in their mortgages at very low interest rates. Likewise, in the U.S., we now have a data center boom that is adding, in round numbers, around 0.2% to GDP growth every year. And finally, we also still have fiscal policy, even before Trump, coming from the CHIPS Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Infrastructure Act. So the tailwinds to the U.S. outlook are quite unique. So therefore, to your question, I see more decoupling where the U.S. is doing well because of some unique sources of growth in the U.S. And the rest of the world, unfortunately, continues to do less well because of some unique headwinds that are not headwinds to the U.S. economic outlook.
Torsten Slok of Apollo Global Management, he was on fire about China as well, with the huge demographic differences between the United States growing and China with some substantial population dynamics that could be a challenge forward. We had a wonderful 9 o'clock hour. We compressed in a lot of equity analysis with Gina Martin-Adams recommitting to a solid earnings season. We had Steph Goulden from Robinhood with that younger look, not a meme market, not a SPAC market, but a legitimate market hire. And then Brian Belski joined from BMO Capital Markets. Belski has really been on top of this bull market, saying you've got to be in, you've got to participate. We asked Brian Belski about Apple.
Absolutely. Apple's one of 5 stocks you want to own longer term, and when the stock is down, it's like a gift from God. I'm all in on AI, but some of the best AI stocks are restaurant brands, Tim Hortons in Canada, Costco here, Walmart.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah, so you have to be
I think that
it's real.
Tim Hortons, it's a blue chip stock. It should be a bellwether Dow stock. He was a great hockey player. Can't say enough about him. We say thank you. On your commute, of course, remember Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. They build out each and every day. On YouTube, the reach of YouTube, I'm learning every day about it, particularly the international reach is something that I think so many of us in America really don't understand. This podcast, we're out on YouTube Podcasts, Single Best Idea.